Oh man, that hill was gnarly.
That hill was nasty, dude.
So nasty.
Turn left on Wilkins Avenue, then turn right.
Again, John, we really need to have a talk to her.
GPS? Don't interrupt me while I'm vlogging.
Homegirl, we invite you into our car, into our family, and this is how you repay us.
This is 9.
Hey, no, 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 hey, no, 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 hey, no, no.
All right, good morning. We have made it to sunny, beautiful Pittsburgh. Today is Sunday, October 4th. It's 8 a.m., but tonight at 7 p.m. is the second tour show. I wanted to start today by telling you all about the first tour show, and specifically one moment. For those of you who watched the vlog from the first tour show, you know that in the middle of the show, I completely forgot what I was going to say. And in that moment, so many things happened in my mind, but one thing was happening more than anything else. And it happened more in that moment than maybe it's ever happened to me before in my life. I remember looking down and I heard the voice in my head, or whatever you want to call it, and it said, "John, you can't do this. Just quit." And I'm not gonna lie to you, in that moment, I considered it. I actually considered just saying, "Stop this whole thing right now, tour's over, we're not doing it, let's drive home." But I didn't, thankfully. I went on, and then I forgot what I was gonna say again. And the voice came back even louder and even more adamantly, "John, you can't do this, just quit." And in the couple days since that show, I find myself, whenever I'm working on the show, my mind is super pumped and I'm ready to go, and I'm running the show through again to make sure I don't forget the words. But at least 7 or 8 times a day, I'll be sitting driving the car or eating a meal, and that voice will come back and it'll say, "John, you can't do this, just quit." And that voice just keeps knocking and knocking and knocking. And it sucks to have to listen to that all day. But at the same time, I think whenever we hear that voice in our head, it's a sign that we are on the right track. And obviously there are exceptions to that rule when it comes to things like common sense or things that are inherently bad for you or sinful. But I think for the most part, especially when you're on the trail trying to create art, when that voice of what Seth Godin calls the lizard brain, or what Stephen Pressfield calls the resistance, or what I call, the conflict, whatever you want to call it, when that voice in your head pops up and says, "You can't do this, just quit," that's a sign that you're on the right track and you're doing the right thing. So I want to start off by saying that this morning, and hopefully reminding myself before we go and do this show. This particular show is at the church that I went to when I went to college. I went to college in Pittsburgh, and I called them up and I said, "Hey, I'm going on tour, would you mind hosting it?" And they graciously agreed. So this morning, Aaron and I are gonna go to church there and revisit with some old friends. Then we're gonna revisit with some more old friends, and then it's showtime. So here is something that I wanna start doing in every hotel room that I visit that has one of these. All right, so you get the Bible. You go in, you find one of your favorite verses. For me, let's go to Proverbs, and let's go to Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. All right, then you take a trusty pen, and you give it a nice, solid underline. Now, the hope in doing this is that on the off chance someone is in this hotel and actually reads their Bible at one point and pulls it out of the desk or out of the side table, that maybe they'll be flipping through and they'll see that there's only one verse underlined. And perhaps that verse will speak to exactly where they are right now. Just something to try. I don't think it's vandalism. Now we're going on a walk through Grandview Park. There's gonna be a sweet view.
Brittany said it's called the West End Overlook.
The West End Overlook?
Apparently.
I don't even know what that means. Alright, Air. What is your favorite part about Pittsburgh?
The Shipwreck Burger and beer cheese fries at Wing Hearts and Mad Max. And the French dip at Union Grill. So the food.
Just the food?
I like the food.
There you have it.
What about you?
I think what I like most about Pittsburgh is that it represents a very specific time in my life and our lives, college. And I don't think I would ever want to live here again. But mostly for no other reason than because I want it to always stand for that. I come here and I feel like I'm in college again.
Yeah.
What if that guy just walked by and stole my
That's what I-
iPhone? Is right over here. It's like right back over there, taking a time lapse, and this guy just walked right by. And I thought, well, what if he just went by and like grabbed the iPhone and walked away? We would have never known. Now it's time to go to Mad Max, and we're gonna meet. We're gonna meet up with some friends, and then it's time for the show. See you soon. We just finished eating so much food.
Too much.
I hope I don't puke during the show tonight.
I hope I don't fall asleep.
Will you clean it up if I do?
No. No. Make it to a toilet.
Okay. Showtime. Okay.
Okay.
The tour show is done.
Done.
It went really well, I thought.
Really well. I think so too.
I felt really good about it. We had like 50 some people there, which was really cool. Then we got some drinks with my good buddy Jeff. It was really great to be in Pittsburgh and catch up with friends.
Catch up.
And also
It was really great to be in Pittsburgh and catch up and mustard with friends.
Anyway.
Hey.